Just getting myself ready for today's video, and it's going to be all about how to use your GoPro specifically for travel. Let's get ready. Hey guys, you know who it is by now. It's Katie from the K Show blog here, and today we're talking all about how to use your GoPro for travel. We're going to talk about who it's good for, who it's not good for, how to use it, what accessories to use, and any other tips I have from years of using the GoPro since the Hero 3 model. So let's get started. So first of all, let's talk about who it's good for. Now, in my opinion, the GoPro is the best all-rounder for travel, especially solo female travel, because of how compact it is, how discreet it is, and how good it is for getting photos of yourself while you're traveling. So, you know, if you don't have people around to be like, hey, can you get a photo of me? You need to take your own, and this makes it really easy to do that and get high quality photos at the same time. It's also a really great option for people who like to be in the outdoors, adventuring, those type of things. They're a bit active because it's so durable and versatile. Like if you drop it, it's probably going to be okay, or you know, if you hit it against something, like they're pretty durable. And you also have that versatility of being able to go from a hike to swimming in the ocean or something without needing to carry a lot of extra equipment or think about anything really. You could just go from a hike straight into the ocean pretty much. So we'll talk about more about maybe accessories and things like that, but just that versatility is great for people who are really active and like to do a lot of those adventurous things. You don't have to be an extreme adrenaline addict, but if you like doing those like outdoor things, this is a great choice. It's also really good if you want to have some cool photos of yourself while you're traveling, but you don't really care about learning camera settings, manual settings, or you know, spending thousands of dollars on a camera or anything like that. The auto settings on the GoPro take such good photos, and you will pretty much be able to just take a photo, point and shoot, set it and forget it kind of thing, and you don't have to learn much about it really if you don't want to. So if that's you, this would be a good choice as well. Next up, who it's not good for. So if you don't have any camera yet and you want to delve into learning photography and trying different lenses and really getting into those skills, you probably don't need the GoPro to start with. It might be better to just invest that money in a bigger camera. Obviously, if you have a bigger budget and you can get both, then get both. But like if you're only trying to get one at the moment, probably go into a bigger camera like a mirrorless, DSLR things, you know, cameras like that where you can change lenses and learn the settings a bit more. Also, if you're going to be doing a lot of animal safaris or you're taking photos of landscapes sort of further away and you want that detail far away, this is not the best camera for that. They do have zoom capability now, but it would probably still be better to get you know, a bigger camera, and for those safari type moments, maybe a zoom lens would be really helpful. So something like that would be better. But otherwise, it's a good all-rounder just to have, and they kind of work for pretty much every other instance. So now I'll just share some tips on how I use it for travel, and anything I mention will be linked in the description below, so you can go and check out if you're interested in learning more about them. And full disclosure, everything's affiliate links, and that's pretty exciting to say because now I'm an affiliate with GoPro. And if you've been following my blog and vlog or whatever for a while, you know, like I'm so thirsty for a GoPro sponsorship. Like I have not been playing hard to get in any way, shape or form. Like I want that. I want them to release a GoPro and like send me a bundle of the new stuff so I can test it out and make content. Like that's my dream. So to get one step closer and be affiliate is really cool. So if you are interested in getting one, definitely use that link and help show them that I love GoPros and I do a good job or something. I don't know, but help me out. Okay, so for how I use my GoPro for travel, like I said, I've been using it since the Hero 3. They've all been great. When I'm using it, it's mostly for selfies, for taking photos or videos of anything underwater. So I use it for hikes and those adventurous things where I don't want to drop my big camera as well. And I also use it for taking videos. So for taking selfies, it's great, and I love doing it for this because it has that wide lens. So if you're trying to take a photo, even at arm's length with the GoPro, you can get a lot of that background in of whatever you're trying to take a photo with and you in the photo at the same time. And if you're a solo traveler as well, you know, like that's one of the difficulties of it is, you know, trying to have those photo memories of your travels. But sometimes when you ask other people to take them, they're like, you know, it's like a photo of your ankles in the Colosseum or something like that. So this way you can control getting a good photo of your travels really easily just by holding it out and getting a little selfie. And it has like so much more range than when you're using your phone or something, where you kind of got to bend around or try to fit something in, and then the auto settings aren't as good on your phone, so it's like all blown out. So that's why I like, just if I'm taking a selfie somewhere, I'll pretty much always be using my GoPro. So for taking selfies, I usually use the time-lapse function on the GoPro, and then it will just take one photo every interval, whatever you set it to. I set mine to one photo every half a second. So pretty much take it out, hold it, and then I usually am counting to kind of 5 in the back of my head. So that just gives me a little fudge factor, because the first photo or the second photo, it might still be adjusting to the light, and you know, you hold it out. If you've already pressed go and you've held it out, it's had to move from here to there and adjust to the light conditions, since it's auto adjusting. So those first 2 might not be that good, but then 3 to 4 usually good, and I just have one at the end just to round it out. So I usually just count to 5. So I'll pull it out, press start to take the photo, and then hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll kind of be like that. It looks really dumb, but I do it. And since they released this shorty pole, I rarely take my GoPro off it now. It's so good, and so good especially for solo female travel, because it's just so compact. You can be really discreet with it. Keep it in my purse all the time, or in my pocket sometimes. And I wouldn't be surprised if you see me out traveling somewhere. First up, come say hi. But second up, don't be surprised if there's a GoPro like stuffed into the top of my jeans, like I'm some old Wild West outlaw or something, like ready to pull the trigger at a moment's notice. You know what I mean? So one of the really handy features of the newest model, the Hero 8, is that, so with the GoPros, you have this button on the side, and that's going to turn it off and on and change the settings. And you have this one on the top, which is to take the photo. And when they launched the Hero 8, you can press just the taking photo button. I'll show you right now. And it goes straight to taking, like recording of whatever the default setting is. So, hey, it went straight to taking a video. That's what my default is on. And that is so handy for traveling, because sometimes you'll come up on something and it's so fast, you don't have time to like go through and wait for it to turn on and change the settings. You just want to like go and be ready in that moment, like the old Wild West outlaw, you know what I mean? Like, you need to be ready to go. And that has been really handy since I've been using this one. I love that feature. They also have voice control, so you can be like, GoPro, take a photo. But I keep that turned off on mine, just because it's not that hard to, use the other buttons, and just to save battery. Now for selfies where you're taking a photo of yourself while you're traveling, but you're not actually like holding it out, this is another reason I like to use the shorty pole, because it doubles as a tripod. So you can just put this down on the ground or on a bench or something like that, take a couple of steps away and take your photo. So since I travel really light, that's why I love this shorty pole, because it comes in handy for that double use. But sometimes if I have the baggage space, I will also take this one. It's a Gorilla Pod. And this it gives me a little extra room to move if, see this one, I can only rest it on something, you know what I mean? So I need to have the ground or the bench, and then sometimes I don't want that photo from the ground level. I want to get a little bit higher off that. And that's where this one comes in handy, because I can like wrap it around a tree branch or like a pole or something like that, and I have a little more flexibility in what I can get. But to be honest, most times I don't need it that much. I pretty much get by with the shorty pole. It's like $30, $35 or something, and it just does everything. And when you're taking these ones where you're walking away from the camera, you can use your phone to link up to the GoPro, so you can see sort of how much of you is in the frame and get an idea of how far to walk away from the camera, and then use your phone to like remote control it. So sometimes I will sort of get my frame right and me in the frame. It'll be on time lapse, so I'll press go to start taking the photos, throw my phone out of the way, and then take my photos and pose them, whatever. But honestly, once you use the GoPro a few times and you do that a few times, you get a good practice or understanding of like how far to walk away from the camera, if you know what I mean. So like now I don't use my phone and set it all up. I usually just know sort of like at what distance my full body is in it, at what distance sort of half body, and things like that. So it's just a practice thing. But yeah, you always have that option to use your phone and sort of really get control of the frame and the photo you try and take. So to use a GoPro underwater, it is so awesome to be able to like just jump in and go swimming. Now these ones, you don't need a housing. The really old ones, you had to buy a waterproof housing for them. These ones you can swim in just like this. Sometimes I like to use the housing. I have one here. Sometimes I like to use the housing just to protect it more in case of, you know, if you're swimming and you might accidentally hit some coral, or you like rub it in the sand accidentally or something like that. I just try and want to protect that lens a bit more, because this is easier to buy a new one of than anything from here. So sometimes I'll just use the housing just as an extra precautionary measure, but you really don't need to. That's me being paranoid of my baby. So what you can do is, I always swap out my selfie stick, and I use this one when I'm swimming. It is a GoPro Evo, and it is a floaty selfie stick, so that's why it's handy in the water. And it extends out this long. This is why I love it. Try and get the whole thing in there. This is why I love it, because when I'm swimming around and, you know, I'm looking at fish and turtles and whales and whatever else, you can't really get too close to them without them spooking and swimming off. So if you want to get a good photo, it's really helpful if you can have a longer selfie stick, so your body is further back from the animal, but you can still get that close photo and they don't get as like startled. So that's why I like it. Also it's floaty, so that is handy. And whatever selfie stick you get for swimming with, however you take your GoPro swimming, the most important thing is strap it to your damn wrist. Okay, this is so important, and I know so many people who overlook this, and I've also been swimming with so many people who have dropped their GoPro in the ocean. You think it's gonna be easy to like hold on to your GoPro in the water, but like just one wave bumping you unexpectedly and you've lost your GoPro and all your photos. So whatever you do, strap it around your wrist somehow. So like I'll put mine on like that, tighten it, and now it's not going anywhere. Like that's staying with me. The other thing I use underwater, which I think it's optional, I don't think it's necessary. Like if you go through all my old Hawaii photos from my blog or Instagram or whatever, I didn't have any of these. And I think my photos still came out really well. And that's a testament to the GoPro's auto settings, not my abilities. But you can get these filters and they do help improve your photos. So I use the red and the magenta. So just to sort of like bush mechanics it, I tie mine together so they're harder to lose. And then when I'm in the water, I tie one of them to the edge of my selfie stick, and then it's easy to pop them on and off, and I'm not gonna lose them in the water. So that's how I put it together, so that I don't lose everything. But these are just some filters because the water's so beautiful to our eyes, but for the photos, it does wash out a lot of the colors. So when you go really deep, like 20 feet or lower, usually if you're in that deep blue colored deep, it takes out the reds of the color, right? So you put the red filter on and the photos will just add a little more depth, be a little more vibrant. And if you're in that the shallow where it's like kind of bright green or bright aqua, you can add the magenta filter, and that helps balance the colors in that one. The only thing to remember is taking them on and off when you don't need them. So like if you're out snorkeling in like a deep sea snorkeling tour or something like that, and you're facing down towards the deep, yeah, you could use it. You probably wouldn't need it, but you could use it. Or if you do dive down to fish, you can use it then. But then if you come back up and you're snorkeling along the surface, and you're sort of taking, if this is the surface and you're taking your photo that way, you wouldn't really need it because there's still so much light. You're at the top, you know what I mean? So take it on and off when you do and don't need it. And then you'll be able to practice other ways of using it in the water. Like if you are diving down and your camera is facing back up towards the surface of the water, it's going to be more silhouette-y and have that cool silhouette look. But then, you know, if you're facing down, you're going to get proper light and then you'll be able to see everything. So you'll be able to test out different ways of using it, but they're so great to use in the water for video or photos, and just have fun with it, because that's like probably my favorite place to use it. Maybe just because I love swimming, actually. So the other way I use my GoPro for travel is by taking videos, and I love it for this so much. I use it to make my videos for YouTube, but I think it's just great to have family videos, even if you're not putting them on YouTube. Like when we take family trips, I make family videos of all our trips, and like they just look so cool with the GoPro. But obviously I have that other advantage of, for my YouTube videos, like they look so much better with the GoPro because of the inbuilt stabilization. it's so steady that it looks like the camera's on a gimbal being held steady the whole time, even though I'm like just holding it with my hand and I'm walking or in a Jeep tour or snowmobiling or whatever. Like that, it's just so steady in these newer models, and I really love it for that. That's my favorite feature, because I am kind of a minimal traveler and I don't want to have to then also pack a gimbal or also pack extra stuff. I want to be able to just grab and go, and be in the moment all the time. So that helps me a lot, and that's what I love about it. But they do have a lot of accessories if you do want to branch out and try new things. So they're definitely not shy of inventing accessories. So there are all sorts of gimbals. You can do a chest strap, a head strap, a dog strap. You can get the GoPro drone. Like, you can definitely level up all the time and add accessories. I like to keep it pretty simple, and it really works. Like, I love the stabilization in the videos, if you can't tell. And they have a lot of different video settings in the GoPro to make it easier. So you can do a time warp and just sort of make life go by really fast, or you can even get slow-mo or just regular videos. But that's one of the great things, is you don't need to like know how to make that happen. You can just choose from their auto settings and go, oh, I want to go slow-mo this time. You don't have to know how many frames per second a slow-mo video is, you know. Anyone could just pick this up and start getting cool videos. And with the touchscreen, it's just really easy to pick which one you want and change things fast. And I know that's like one of my favorite things about the GoPro. And I know when you watch the ads and you see things, it seems like they're only for extreme adrenaline junkie adventures and people doing parkour off like buildings and all sorts of crazy things. But for me, they're just good for like the average person who wants to live in the moment and just capture moments, you know, and capture memories. And that's what I love about it. It's just for everyone, and you don't have to be anything extraordinary or anything adventurous. You could just be a person like just wanting to capture things easily, and they make it really easy. That's why I like it. Like, they make it really simple and easy. You don't have to watch a bunch of tutorials. Like, you don't even have to watch this one. You'll be able to pick it up and start using it. So that's what I love about them. And I would just say that don't be put off if you think, oh, the GoPro is only for, you know, people doing paragliding or whatever. Just if you want to take some photos of your, you know, pets at home, or just live in that moment and be ready to take a photo really quickly and easily, this is a great option. The last thing I want to mention about using your GoPro for travel is not really travel specific, but it's just a really cool feature that I like. And that is that every time they release a new model, they just keep getting better, you know? And every time I'm thinking it with the Hero 8 right now. What could they possibly do? Like, what could they possibly add to this? It seems so, like, it's got everything and it does everything. Is it going to pay my electricity bill? It's going to make my skin clear, you know? Is it going to make Dwayne The Rock Johnson text me? Like, what? But every time they add new things that, like, I didn't even know I needed, and they just keep getting better and really improving the product, and they're really innovative in terms of like how they improve things. So I really love that. But if you're buying a camera every 1 or 2 years, it can add up pretty fast price-wise, you know what I mean? So you only get one birthday a year, and maybe you want something other than a GoPro 1 year. But what they do that I love is they have a trade-up program. So I'm on the email list. They'll just email you out when they're launching the trade-up. And this is where you make your order online. They send you a mailing label, and you send in your old GoPro, and then they send out the new one, but you get charged $100 less. So that's a pretty cool thing that they offer, and I like it because just being a minimalist, I don't like to, you know, just accumulate a lot of cameras just because I'm upgrading, but I want those upgrade features, you know, like I wanted that stabilization, and getting $100 off was awesome. Like, you know, it was much cheaper and way more affordable to be able to save up for, and yeah, I like it. So that's one thing. That's so simple. Such a great salesperson. I like it. So should you. No, but that's what I love about, you know, having the GoPro, being able to just send in an old one, get a new one, and play with all the new features. So that's about it for using the GoPro for travel. I think they are great, especially for solo female travelers, just because of the compact nature. You can be really discreet with your belongings and sort of get your photos without flashing around big expensive stuff that just says, hey, come attack me, look at all the stuff I have, you know what I mean? So you can be really discreet, and I really like that about it. That's why I use it a lot when I'm traveling. And that's about it for the video. So if you did like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel so I can bring you more videos that hopefully you will enjoy. And maybe leave a comment. Hey, tell me what camera you're using, or just say, hey, cool video, so that GoPro could hopefully see this and be like, yeah, she's cool. Just make me seem really cool, guys. That's what I need. But everything, any of those three things, all of those three things, really helps. So please do that if you like this video, and I will see you guys next time.